What's up, y'all? So before I get started with this story time, let me tell y'all about how my day went. I'm getting breakfast today, and I'm really annoyed because there are no healthy options on these fucking menus down here. But anyways, it's the safe haven of the home. A little fireplace. Welcome back. So this is not a typical Vlogmas video. That's why I had to go ahead and get that out of the way. I've been teasing this story time for months. It is the time when I was in high school, and my best friend at the time totally hooked up with my cousin, who I view as a sister, in front of me and my other friends. And it was so humiliating, and the betrayal was real. I was gonna title this "My Best Friend Effed My Sister," but I have an actual sister, so that would have been very misleading. This best friend of mine, I've known him for a long time. We'll call him Tommy. So this guy, he's really wild and like funny. He was the class clown and we vibed. I used to get picked on in high school, low key, for being feminine. And he was one of those straight guys that didn't care what, like how I acted and all that kind of stuff. We were friends. I'm getting off topic. We started to fall off in 11th grade, and it all started with my cousin. So we'll call her Daisy. So my cousin Daisy, we grew up together because she would come to grandma's house like twice a year for the summer and for Christmas. And it was like that up until like she went to college. So she would come down here as we were growing up together, and as I got older, we would go to parties together. So my friends became her friends, and people would ask me, "How is Daisy? When is Daisy coming back? Like, how are you more popular than me?" One winter, Christmas break, she was getting ready to come down here, right? I forgot how Daisy and Tommy ended up chatting, but I guess they were talking online and ended up exchanging numbers. But Tommy and I would have classes together and hang out and stuff outside of school or whatever. And we also ran track together, me and Tommy. So we'd be at track practice and he'd be like, "Oh, your cousin is so cool. We talk all the time." And I'm thinking, like, "Oh, that's so sweet. Like my favorite cousin and my best friend are friends. Cool." He would throw out little hints like he likes her. And Daisy is really pretty, so a lot of guys from my school liked her. So I didn't really think nothing of it. There's nothing to do in my hometown, right? So everyone would pack all their shit and drive like 30 minutes to Oxford, Mississippi, which is where like the University of Mississippi is. It's a college town and it's a lot to do there compared to Batesville, Mississippi. Me and like a lot of my friends, except for Tommy, he wasn't allowed to leave his house that night. Me and all my friends piled up in my grandfather's car because nobody had a car but me. And we all drove to Oxford, went to the movies, had fun. Around like 3 in the morning, we went to Tommy's house, to like hang out with him for a little while. It was so crazy. We pulled up at his parents' house. Everyone was asleep because it was like 3 in the morning, maybe two. He comes out and he's like on a mission. You can tell when a guy is on a mission when it comes to some punani. Like they're zeroed in on that girl. They're barely acknowledging, if acknowledging you at all. So that was the vibe that he was giving, but I was kind of like LOL, whatever. So apparently they had been plotting to hook up like the whole time. And my cousin Daisy, I love her, but she's sneaky as hell. They were plotting behind my back. They got in my grandfather's car in the back seat. Me and all my friends are just like hanging out, and all of a sudden, one of my friends, we'll just call her Bridget. She notices my best friend is eating out my cousin in the back seat. And I was just like so shocked. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, what? And all my friends are like, what? Like, basically asking me, like, what are you gonna do about this? Like, this is so disrespectful. This is weird. It starts to escalate. They start having sex. They start having sex, and the car is moving. And my friends are like, what are you gonna do about this? Like, oh my God, this is so crazy. And my cousin Daisy is like moaning and groaning and just, and the car is moving, and Tommy's ass is out. It's a lot. The windows start fogging up. You can't even see them anymore. You can just hear them, and the car is moving violently. And I'm just like, still don't know what to do. And my other friend, we'll call him Jamal. I hope I can remember all these fake names. Jamal gets upset because he feels like I'm being disrespected by my best friend. So he's like, well, I'm about to go like open the door and pull him out of there and like beat his ass, whatever, whatever. I'm like, oh no, please don't. So I just get in the car with them. I get in the driver's seat and I'm like, oh, like stop this immediately. And they do. And it's just so terrible. It's so humid in the car. And it was like January. So it was really cold. And like the door was open and steam was coming out. It was a lot going on, y'all. I'm like looking straight ahead and they're behind me in the back seat. I'm just like, why are you guys doing this? I'm like, you're not supposed to do this. This is embarrassing. This is disrespectful to me. And they were just basically gaslighting me, like, what did you think we were gonna do when we got in the car and like all this kind of stuff. Long story short, Tommy and Jamal almost got into a physical altercation at 3 in the morning because Jamal felt like I was being disrespected and I was in shock and it was a mess. After we tamed the dragon, we left. I dropped everyone off at home. Not really. We went to Walgreens and got my cousin Daisy a plan B. I had all these emotions. I was afraid that she was pregnant. I felt betrayed. Like, why would they do this to me? Because I felt like, don't think you can come down here into my world and ruin it and go back to yours. That's so disrespectful. The next day was Sunday. We were getting ready to go to church with my grandma and we weren't talking to each other. And my grandma was like, yeah, something happened last night. So we had to pretend like everything was okay. We was like smiling in each other's faces, being so fake. I'm like, Daisy, you're a dumb bitch. Like, are you kidding? This isn't her first time doing this either. But you know what? Whatever. That's the story time. And this best friend of mine, quote unquote, we don't really talk anymore. But he pops up every blue moon. So that's fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. Vlogmas Day 4 / Storytime. Comment down below your opinions of this story, child. But be nice because I love Daisy. She's my family. She's just a thought. Anyway, toodles.